Hello everyone and welcome to lesson number 10. Today we will do a sort of revision and we will focus on some important commands that you will use really often in your command line. We will learn how to delete, copy, move and rename and also compress files. We can open up our files here and the terminal, of course. And as always, I will create a file with lesson 10. And let's make it with dots. And then we can vim it. We can vim to this file. So, vim to file lesson 10. And now we will open up another terminal. How I did it without pressing the terminal button, it is with Ctrl, Shift and N. If you press Ctrl, Shift and N, then you create then you open a new terminal. So, as I said, today we will learn how to remove, how to copy, how to move, how to rename, and how to compress files. Let's don't write files. So to remove files, To remove files, you just write remove and then the file. And then if you write the -r, for example, remove -r and then a directory, then you remove a directory and its contents recursively. So remove directory and its contents recursively. Let's see what that means. We have here some files, file 1, 2, and so on. We want to remove a file. Let's see first where we are. And we are here in this directory, the home directory, and then inside Theo. We want to remove file 1. What do we do? Remove file. No, there is no file. But if we write remove file 1, rm file 1, then we remove it. As you can see, there is no file 1 here anymore. If we want to remove a directory, let's say our new directory here, we can see that it is empty. Let's create a file here, a new folder. And now let's try to remove it with our normal way. So remove our new directory. And here says cannot remove our new directory, it is a directory. Let's try to do it recursively. And now it's gone. As you can see, this is the way to remove directories that contain other files. There is another thing here. You can also use the remove F and then the file. And this is remove the file without prompting a confirmation. So without prompt confirmation. So let's see another example. We can also use it with search patterns. For example, we can try to see here. There are one file with F. Let's create some files with F. So that's file 1, file 5, file 6. And you can see all of these files here. We can clear it and then search everything here and search all the files that start with the capital F. and you see file 1, file 2, file 5 and file 6. A way to remove them all at once would be remove, then F, and then the star. So this is called a pattern. And let's see, there aren't any file 1, 2, 5 and 6 anymore. You can also do the same using the R to remove many directories at once. The next command that we will see today is how to copy files. So, how to copy files? It is done so, copy, then we need the source file, and then comes the destination file. So if the destination directory doesn't exist, then we can use the R attribute to create it. So let's see it happen. We want to copy lesson 10, and our destination would be home, then here, and then inside, let's say, our downloads. Let's check our downloads, and it is here. The lesson 10 is here. We have copied successfully. But if we want to, inside downloads, there is no file for, no directory, for example, lessons. Then we could do the following, copy an R here, and at the end we can try to write lessons and see how. Cannot create a regular file. It is not a directory. And this is also right, because our lesson is not a directory. But if we want to put our pictures inside a new directory that we will create, let's see, let's try that, pictures. Then we have a new file now, the file, the directory lesson, and yeah, we can do it later. We have created successfully the lessons, but inside pictures we don't have any content. Let's create a new folder. Let's go here to downloads and remove. Let's say the lessons, and see, it isn't there anymore. As you can see, we have deleted the lessons. Let's go back, and now we can try to use the same command, and we can go to the downloads, lessons, and we can see the file that we created inside the pictures. So the copy was successful. I think that you understand now how it works, and you can also copy multiple files at once, like copy, so here, like copy lesson 9 and lesson 10 inside, for example, here, downloads and lessons. Let's check it. Here, the two files were copied successfully. We can also check things as a tree form. To download it, you can type sudo apt-get install tree, and once it is successfully downloaded, you can also see a nice tree structure. And you can also put it like that, tree home, then we can go to the downloads And let's see this structure. And you can see how nice it is now. You can see the file downloads and everything inside it as a tree structure. So let's move on with the move command. The move command is used to rename or move files. Let's create some lines. So here, remove or rename or move files. For example, let's clear it a little bit. We can remove here, we can rename here our lesson 9 to lesson 88. And as you can see, we don't have anymore a lesson 9, but we have a lesson 88. But is it the right file? Let's see it. Lesson 88. And we can see what comes, the outcome. And let's rename it again. And let's rename the lesson 88 to lesson 99. And as you can see, we don't have a lesson 88 anymore, but a lesson 99. And let's cut it. And the inhalt is the same. So we successfully renamed the file. Let's move the file. Let's move the file Gogo Sales. I think Gogo Sales 44, yeah. What a name. Into the downloads, for example. Downloads. And as you can see, we don't have the file anymore here, but it is inside the downloads here. So the syntax, as you understand, it is move, then source, and then destination. Or, if you want to rename it, move, then first name, and then you create the new name. But it needs to be, this needs to be at the same file, or the right path. If you want also to be careful, you can also use the interactive mode, and if you try to overwrite a file, then you will be notified, and it asks you before it overwrites a file. As also a quick reminder here, how to sort files, I can tell you the sort command. So sorting data, this would be the sort command, sort and then the file, and the attributes that you can use is the R, sort in reverse order, and the U. This is also really important because it removes the duplicates. If you have two same lines inside your file, then only one of these two lines will remain, the other one will be deleted. So how to create archives now? Let's do something here. So how to create archives? What are archive? What is an archive? An archive is if you have archives. If you have many files together in one. It is also known as RAR in Windows, and if you zip them, if you compress them, as a zip file, .zipped file. In Linux, you have the following commands, the tar command, and then this is optional if you want to use a hyphen or not, but I would recommend you use it so that you get used to it, how you can create them, how you can use attributes. And then you have the following, for example, create, then verbose, then we can compress a file, and then it is a file. File 1, file 2. We will explain everything. So the attributes with the tar command to be used are the C, which is the create. It is the, let's make it so. It is the T. The T is the show the inhalt. Show the inhalt. A table of contents. You can also remember that way. The X, which is the extract. The V, which is the verbose. For those of you that don't know what verbose is, it means that when it compresses the files, or when it does what it does, then we will be able to see it on our screen. It won't be silent. Then the F means file. We say use this file. And then if we want to use compression, the Z is for JZip or GZ files, and we say use this compression. And the J is for BZ2 files, and we say use this compression. So how to create a simple tar? Let's fix it here with how to create a simple tar. We have, for example, here the, let's make that lesson 88. So we have lesson 88 and lesson, where's lesson 88? Where am I? Yes, yes. Did you see what I did? It is good that mistakes like that are made so that we can understand how Linux really works. I did write that lesson, then I have put a space and 88. So Linux understood create two files, file lesson and file 88. So if we want to delete these two, what do? Let's try deleting the lesson and let's try deleting the 88. And they are gone. And let's do it right, like that. So now we have the lesson 88 and the lesson 99. If we want to put it inside a tar, then we can write tar and then create, which will be a C. Then file, we say create a file. Then we can name it my file. It will be a tar, and we can say the inhalt 1, inhalt 2, which is the inhalt that we want. It is the lesson 88 and the lesson 99. And as you can see, we have here a file tar. And if we try to see inside this tar, we can do it by writing tar and then the table of contents file and then my file tar. And we can see that inside this tar are two files, the lesson 88 and the lesson 99. And if we want to extract them, let's first copy it inside pictures, for example, and we can do it by copy my file. Where do we want to copy it? Inside the pictures. And let's go inside the pictures with the change directory. We can see inside there is the file tar. Let's see it also graphics. And now if we want to extract them, we can say tar extract file, my file. And as you can see, the lesson 88 and lesson 99 are now extracted. If we want to compress two files, we can go here and see. If we want to compress the two files, these two files, we will do it with tar, and then we create something. We can also see the procedure with verbose, and then let's compress them with JZip. Then we say Z, then files, and then we say the name of the file, for example, test lessons, and then we can put a gzip, and inside of it will be the lesson 88 and the lesson 99. Let's create it, and now we can see it. And how can we see the contents of it? Of course, instead of create, instead of see, we can use the T, which stands for table of contents, and we can see them. That inside it, these two files are inside here and are also compressed. And if we see also the here we can also see the size of these files. To extract them, instead of the T here, you can use the X, and they will be extracted. A way to also check the size of a file is the du command, and it stands for disk usage, and the syntax would be du file, and it means disk usage, size of a file. And this is to see if a file was literally compressed or not. So let's see the lesson. We will do it like that here. We'll go back and let's compress the downloads. Let's see the downloads. Downloads. We have some things there, or let's see the lesson 10. Let's see the lesson 10. If we save it now that we save the contents in lesson 10, it is 4 gigabytes. We can also put a label here, 8 for human readable form, 4K. If we compress it, and how can we compress it with one command? We can say gzip, because it is only one file. It is not a pile of files. It is only one file. And if we want to compress only one file, we can say gzip, and then the lesson 10, for example. And that was it. You can see here the lesson 10 was zipped. And if we see now the size of it, the size of the lesson 10 gz, it is still 4 kilobytes. It hasn't done a great work, but in larger files you can see a difference. For example, in 100 megabyte file, it can be compressed by 4 or 8 megabytes and so on. But this is the way to do it. So this video was pretty long, but I hope that you learned many things and that you refreshed some things that you already knew. On the next lesson, we stop with the Linux fundamentals, and we will start learning some more serious things in Linux that you can really use in your daily basis and at your work if you work with Linux. Thank you all for being today here, and thank you all for watching.